Wonder, try and learn. Wings of discovery.
Wings of discovery.
Humans are born with an insatiable need to learn. It's an extension of innate behaviors that we're all born with. Babies see, hear, smell, touch, and taste everything that comes close to them. And as they do this, their brains actually change. Learning physically changes the brain.
Neuroscience is astounding now. So when I was in medical school, we had no idea of the complexity of the interaction of the environment with the brain. There was this kind of genetic belief that the brain, where all of the functions were in place and they just kind of got turned on at the right time. What we now know is that the brain is built by experience.
You know, there's certain parts of the brain that are kind of programmed to do certain things. There's other parts of the brain, you know, nerve cells that are out looking, you know, reaching and trying to connect with things in the world. And there's lots of potentiality in the brain.
As a baby grows into a toddler, they gain control over their body and its movements, and they are able to explore further. As they do, their brain builds on the knowledge that it learned as a baby.
The fundamental principles of how you interact with the infant and the toddler determines how the architecture of your brain is going to be developed. And you need to understand that what you do gets across.
So what you want to do is to provide a set of experiences that, based on the evidence, we know will actually enhance brain development and later learning capacity.
So by the time a child is a preschooler, they can begin to apply basic concepts they learned as a baby and a toddler. So although it may appear as if they're just playing with blocks, they have actually been collecting and organizing data, answering questions, building a consistent picture of the physical world, and then sharing that newfound understanding with others.
Hey, look what I did.
You know, doing science. Wait a second. I saw that. What just popped into your mind when you heard that word, science? Perhaps something like this? Or a jumble of formulas, data, memorized facts, the dreaded beaker or Bunsen burner. Let's take a second here to blow up that misconception. Science is about being curious. It's a way of exploring and discovering the world. Science often begins with the thought, I wonder. Let's find out. The world is a pretty interesting place. It is full of opportunities for wonder and discovery. When you're doing science, you're observing the world, thinking about the world, and sharing these thoughts with others. Sound familiar? It should. You do it every day. Like when you try one stain remover, compare it to the results of another, and then tell your friends about it. You are, in a very basic way, doing science. For children, doing science begins when they understand they can learn about the world through their own actions. As I'm sure you're aware, natural, spontaneous curiosity doesn't just suddenly appear at age 6 when a child enters elementary school.
Well, of course, children are scientists. Remember that stage when they ask all the why questions? When they drive you crazy with all the why questions? That is the questioning of a scientist, because they want to make sense out of the world.
Let's Talk Science developed the Wings of Discovery resources to build on children's natural curiosity. Science offers a powerful platform to encourage exploration and problem solving. But what science isn't is a bunch of answers to be given to others.
And I think part of what our job as adults and as parents and as teachers and as, stewards of the child's environment is that we want to create rich environments for children so that all that potentiality that exists, between their ears and in their hearts and souls, so that they have a chance to, sort of realize that in some way.
You're probably already doing some science in your child care center. Wings of Discovery will show you how to build on this potential. Do you have a block center?
Now that's interesting. Why do you think that happened?
Science happens there. Do you have a sensory table?
What happens to that green if you add a lot of blue?
Science is happening there too. By integrating Wings of Discovery into your program, science will happen everywhere. Science is a human activity. The potential for doing science is everywhere and in nearly everything. Your role as an educator is to take advantage of this potential. Something as simple as going down a slide is an opportunity for scientific discovery. Sliding involves structure, gravity, friction, static, balance. By drawing attention to this, the child learns to think about and learn scientific concepts. Wings of Discovery helps you to recognize these opportunities. It's a chance to build skills and positive attitudes about science. Children are natural observers. All you have to do to help is point things out, help them make predictions, take advantage of teachable moments, extend the learning, ask guided questions like, "I wonder," or better still, help the child to ask the question, and then explore together. Together, you will be making connections in their brain that encourage thinking, exploration, learning, and understanding.
But they're also getting these habits and dispositions, the idea of thinking like a scientist, of documenting your work, testing hypotheses, keeping a notebook. That sort of thinking, learning to do that, and thinking that you're good at it. Children pick that up very early. So we want children, certainly by the age of 3 and 4, to be thinking, yes, I'm a scientist. I know how to do science.
As an early learning educator, you have the opportunity to help your children embrace the role of discoverer and explorer.
Instead of I'll believe it when I see it, I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see the competence of children when I believe it can be there. I'll see the wonder in the world when I believe that children are the ones who can show us it. So we need to get our adult brain out of the way in some ways and observe and support the child.
You don't have to know all the facts. By learning with the children, you can model something wonderful about learning that goes far beyond the actual science experience, a sense of wonder.
And so programs like this, through ECE and again through parent training, I think are really critical to encourage the wonder of science, and because again at the end of the day it's an important piece of our future society, so both from a human development point of view but also from just the wonder of the world that we live in.
The Wings of Discovery resource encourages a learning environment in which both the child and the educator are active learners. It provides you with the tools to create a rich learning environment, customized to reflect your program and teaching style.
I really liked how the Wings of Discovery had it set up just like the way I was trained to teach, like small group, large group, hands-on, inquiry-based learning.
I think it was all laid out pretty self-explanatory and easy for the kids to understand and for us to implement. Not a lot of work that had to be done ahead of time.
I think sometimes science can be intimidating for early childhood educators. But once they've seen the Wings in action, we find that most of them really feel relaxed about it and recognize the fun that is inherent in these science activities.
Basically, I love the reactions that you get and, you know, the fact that they're learning things along the way as well as having fun.
What kinds of experiences will you provide? I wonder. Wonder. Try. Learn. Giving children the wings to discover the wonders of their world.